Hi everyone, and welcome to Serial Saturdays. Today we are going to discuss 4 youngest killers. First, we'll talk about Daniel Bartlein, who murdered his mom in cold-blooded at the age of 14. Then we'll speak about Mary Bell, 11, who murdered not one but 2 boys. Easter 2011, Daniel killed his mother, Jackie Bartlein, while she slept. He murdered her by hitting her 7 times with a hammer. After the brutal murder, Daniel then sets his own mother's lifeless body on fire. He called the police to report that someone had broken in and committed the crimes he just done. The motive of the crime is still unknown, yet it was said that this was premeditated. He was sentenced to 16 years in prison. August 2nd, 1993, 14-year-old Eric Smith had murdered 4-year-old Derek Robbie. Eric has been riding his bike and seen Derek walking alone, going towards the park. Once Eric and Derek made eye contact, Eric then lured him into the park where was a wooded area. Eric then strangled Derek and dropped rocks on his head. And Derek's cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Eric then confessed to his mother that he committed the gruesome murder. He said that he's been bullied by other children in school and took his anger out on Derek. Eric has been sentenced to 9 years to life in prison, and on April 21st, 2018, he was denied parole for the 9th time since he's been in jail. 1998, 14-year-old Joshua Phillips murders 8-year-old Maddie Clifton. He stated that they have been playing ball outside and he panicked when he accidentally hit her on the head. He then carried her body in the house and she began to cry and make noises. Josh did know that his dad was in the house and thought he would sure be upset. So then what Josh did, he took a bat and a knife and stabbed and beat Maddie to death. Maddie has been reported missing for 1 week until Joshua's mother has found her underneath of his bed. At the age of 14, Joshua Phillips was sentenced to life without parole.
I did something horrible. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what happened.
1968, Mary Bell, who was only 11 years old, already had 2 murders on her hands. She murdered 4-year-old Martin Brown. She took the little boy right into an abandoned house and strangled him to death. A few weeks later, police discovered Brown's body lifeless in the abandoned house where Mary Bell has left him. Due to Mary Bell's small hands, they couldn't figure out how Martin has died, so his death was ruled as accidental. A few months after Martin's death, Mary is at it again. She asked her friend Norma to help to do the same to another boy, who was 3-year-old Brian Howe. What she did was gruesome. She took a pair of scissors and cut off some of his hair, scratched his legs, and even carved the letter M on his stomach. Mary was charged with manslaughter and served 12 years in prison. At the age of 23, she was released, and her identity remained anonymous. Murder is extreme, but what is done by kids that aren't mentally stable is mind-blowing. Thank you guys for watching Serial Saturdays. I'll see you next week for another episode.